Sombra is finally here and playable, although it took wading through a queue of 30,000 players probably 7 or 8 times. I didn't get a ton of time playing as the character, but I did get enough time, I feel, to have some first impressions and ideas about ways that the character can be used. So let's go in first talking about the character's health and abilities. Sombra is squishy. She only has 200 health and, surprisingly to me, no shields. I expected a character that was so technologically based to definitely have shields, either 25 shields with 175 health or 50 shields with 150 health, but neither is the case, and right now she only has 200 flat normal health. Of course, this is the PTR server, so we don't know if anything could change between now and her official release on all servers. Quick facts about her abilities. Camo and Translocator both have a 6-second cooldown after usage, not activation, after usage, while her hack has a 12-second cooldown, so you're not going to be running around hacking everyone in sight. There is a substantial cooldown on it, so you're going to have to pick your targets specifically that you want to hack before you get out of there. In good news for the sake of balance for the game, you cannot hack through barriers and a hack can be disrupted. Also, hacking health packs is way more useful than I'd anticipated. It's really useful, especially if you're on defense. Taking a look at her machine pistol, you have a 60-round magazine for her machine pistol, and a reload takes just under 1 3/4 seconds. The gun is low damage, pretty awful at range, but it's really good versus hacked tanks, big targets that aren't going to be able to block that incoming damage anymore. At the end of the day, she's not a damage dealer. She's not going to get a lot of kills. She's a scout, a high mobility infiltrator. Also, her ability to see enemies who are at critical health through walls is a fantastic asset to a team with good communication. You're going to be able to tell when anyone's running down a hallway towards health and get your teammates to chase after them. When she's not moving to flank and disrupt an enemy position or an enemy tank, she's going to want to be sticking around with other characters. She simply doesn't have the offensive capabilities to take on anything more than a tank at somewhat mid-range or another offensive hero at extremely close range, although I think she has an awful matchup versus Reaper. Translocator, I think, is her most interesting ability overall. It can be used in a lot of interesting ways apart from just getting up to higher ground. Let's say you're going one-on-one with a tank, and you're dealing some good damage, you've hacked the tank, but you're starting to get a little bit low on health. You can either use the Translocator to quickly get out of there by jumping to higher ground or just using it to essentially blink away from the opponent, or you could throw it behind the tank and then act like you're going to retreat, go back to your Translocator beacon, which is now behind the opponent, and attack them from a new flanking position. She can be a really confusing enemy to fight against, and with proper aim against a tank, she can get them down to very low health, if not just get an outright kill. Use her speed. Her speed is her greatest asset, and once you get that speed and mobility down, she's going to become more and more useful the more you practice with her. On offense, use that camo to get around a tank, get that tank hacked, and then blink out of there with a Translocator you may have dropped a bit of the ways further back. The Translocator does disappear after 15 seconds, but you'd be really surprised how long 15 seconds lasts. When you're on defense, one thing I like to do is to hack a health point, drop a Translocator near it, and then quickly run and assist with defense. If I take some quick damage, I can just blink back, pick up the health pack, and then dash back into the battle using camo. There's still a lot to learn about the character for now. We don't know exactly who she pairs up best with, what her best and worst matchups are. All of this data is going to be coming out in the coming days, and again, this is her build in the PTR server, not her official final release, so everything could change between now and then. But for now, she works best as a disruptor and as an anti-tank hero. No, she can't hack through barriers, but if she's able to flank a tank and disrupt them and get a hack in on that tank, she can do some serious damage to a defensive position once her team is ready to back her up. She's no play of the game machine, but she's a great team player. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Scan with GLHF TV.